Happy weekend from Fextralife. If you've been too busy to keep up on the latest in the games we cover, or are looking for a refresher, we've got your back. Let's take a look at the comings and goings across the Fextralife Wiki Network.
Moving like a soldier.
If you've been playing Team Ninja's Nioh on PS4 since it launched, you may have noticed a new patch that came through this week. After initially only being released in Japanese, Team Ninja has now provided an English translation of what the patch changed. They've adjusted a few of the game's mechanics to tweak for balance and have performed several bug fixes that address issues related to completing missions and earning titles. In keeping with their monthly video update format, Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo will be hosting a live stream next Monday morning. Perhaps we'll hear some more about the DLC, specifically the PvP. We can't wait. The Nioh wiki is filling up with great tips and strategies on how to beat all the bosses, find every Kodama, and much more. We also have a full walkthrough written for all of the game's main missions, so stop by and give it a look. But wait, that's not all. Everything you need to learn about skills, weapons, armor, skins, clans, and more are included, and more is coming by the day. Sony has released the trailer for Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn, which will serve as a TV, theater, and online commercial in anticipation of the game's February 28th release on the PS4. The commercial shows a time-lapse view of the end of modern civilization and its transformation to a reclaimed wild frontier patrolled by gigantic machines. The commercial then goes on to show some of the game's impressive monster hunting combat, main character Aloy riding some mounts into battle, a look at the game's tribes, and some of the cinematic bosses and scenes we're going to be witnessing, all very impressive. You may also see a couple of teaser videos on the PlayStation Store and other places that show a quick overview of the locations and enemies you're going to be encountering. Horizon Zero Dawn is right around the corner and we are very excited. It's a packed first quarter of gaming with Torment, Tides of Numenera, Nier, Automata, Mass Effect Andromeda, and Dark Souls 3 The Ring City all in the same time period. Hold on. We got an extended look at weapons and skills in Mass Effect Andromeda this week. Fans have been begging for a closer look at what the game will be bringing beyond the quick gameplay trailers we've seen to date. In the reveal, BioWare gave us a look at the skill system that's going to be at work in the game. There are no character classes, and you'll be able to spend earned skill points from leveling up on skills you want to use. Skills can further be improved along ranks, with each new rank costing skill points and providing new benefits. Skills are classified as passive or power. Players can equip 3 in combat at one time, these are the active ones, each assigned to a button press. Skills themselves will now have individual cooldown timers rather than a global cooldown for all skills. This is to allow players more freedom in how they operate and gives them the flexibility to expend them all or use them in combos. This is true across single player and multiplayer. Your weapons are another tactical choice in the game that you will make, and they are important to your total outfit. We got a look at some of what to expect when choosing from the game's different weapon classes. For a full rundown of everything covered in the reveal, be sure to check out the article recapping it all on the blog. The PlayStation blog has released a new Nier Automata video this week that shows over 25 minutes of gameplay from Square Enix and Platinum Games' upcoming action RPG, coming to the PS4 and PC. The footage shows the game's frenetic combat as the main characters take out some of the game's myriad of machine enemies. It then takes players on a tour of the various locations, such as the Resistance Camp, which serves as the home base, the city ruins, and shows off the game's rideable mounts, in this instance, the Moose. They also provided some information on how the game's core mechanics will play out. In addition to the main story quests, there will also be hubs around the world where you can pick up side quests that will flesh out the game's experience. The game is an open world, and there's a lot hidden about. With the double jump, mid-air dash, and super speed mechanics, you'll be able to do a lot of acrobatic platforming like exploring of the environment. When it comes to leveling, as you level up your health, defense, and attack power increase, but you also gain access to better skills through a unique plug-in chip system that lets you customize your android self. The game will also feature a death mechanic similar to both Dark Souls and Nioh, but with its own fresh spin. Upon death, you are re-uploaded to a new body. If you return to where you died, you will encounter your former body. You can either retrieve the body for a bonus or attempt to repair it. If you repair it, it will activate and actually help you in battle. If you fail, however, it will become hostile and you will have to defeat it, for a bonus of course. Sounds intriguing. Nier Automata is releasing for the PS4 March 7th in North America, March 10th in EU, and a tad sooner in Japan, February 23rd. A PC release is also scheduled for sometime this year. Check out the cinematic trailer they released over the weekend. Thoughts on the gameplay? Have you tried the demo in the PlayStation Store yet? It's right around the corner. The Surge developer Deck 13 treated us to a 14-minute uncut gameplay trailer complete with developer commentary. The limb-hacking mech RPG from the folks who brought you Lords of the Fallen is a visual treat and is drawing comparison to a sci-fi Bloodborne. It has its own unique wrinkles though, with a targeting system that lets you key in on specific limbs of your enemies in an attempt to cut them off and use them for your own methods of mayhem. The new footage shows more of that visceral action, as protagonist and former Creo employee Warren cuts his way through enemies as he works to solve the mystery of just went wrong in this industrial compound. Check out the video on the blog to watch the whole thing. The Surge is coming this May. We've seen and played it a couple times ourselves and came away each time with a lot of positive anticipation. Capcom has filed a brand new trademark for Deep Down in the United States. This filing indicates that the trademark is a completely new request. Deep Down was announced as a PS4 exclusive in February 2013 and is a dungeon-crawling online RPG that in early gameplay looks shared similarities with Dark Souls and Capcom's own Dragon's Dogma. This new filing is a different one from the initial trademark filing, which, as we understood, compelled Capcom to demonstrate usage of the title by this month. We anticipated seeing something new gameplay related, but we'll have to settle for the knowledge that there are still plans for the game. Deep Down has been mired in a bit of development hell since it was first announced, and it's been a good 2 years since we've heard anything new. We recently put together a piece, What Happened to Deep Down, that chronicled the game's auspicious history to this date. We remain hopeful yet. Perhaps we'll see a big E3 re-reveal. If it does happen, we'll be right there front and center to report on it. This week, we published our third annual Year in Review newsletter with a recap of everything that transpired over the year and a look ahead to what to expect for 2017. Dark Souls 3 took home our Game of the Year award, with our Dark Souls 3 wiki referenced by developers and major outlets alike. The forums brought together hundreds of players, and we had some fun with community-focused Dark Moon events to assist players. Fextralife is now maintaining over 40 wikis featuring RPG and derivative games from AAA to two-man studio endeavors. Our forums were fully revamped, bringing a modern and sleek look to the millions of conversations it houses. Our blog now features over 1,300 interview, review, preview, and guide articles, including exclusive Gamescom, E3, and TGS pieces where we interviewed a myriad of developers. Fextralife organized PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC game giveaways, resulting in dozens of community winners of prizes that included consoles, PS4, Xbox One, copies of Dark Souls 3, Final Fantasy 15, DLC, and more. We also made numerous upgrades across the site in 2016. We launched a completely new wiki software with the best editor available for any wiki software in existence, all custom built. The site and wikis now load faster than ever and are fully responsive on up-to-date mobile devices and major browsers. The forums and wikis now have full integration of user profiles, edits, souls, and commenting, providing a united experience across our blog, news, forums, and guide sections. We promise our users, and we are keeping good on our promises to provide great guides, a welcoming community, player help and information, and breaking news, reviews, and lore articles. We've delivered by improving the site's technical offering and our coverage to include dozens of games. Our goal for 2017? Developer collaboration. As we have done with several previous titles, we continue to work to have guides ready when you need them at launch day. We are also working on scheduling interviews and community question and answer with a variety of studios to bring your questions directly to the developers whenever there are titles the community is interested in. Are you ready for another awesome year in gaming? We certainly are. And that's a wrap for the Weekend Wikis. We're looking forward to another great week of gaming fun. Don't forget to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits, and budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks for a great week, and as always, keep checking in with us for news, reviews, YouTube streams and videos, and general wiki goodness. Follow us on social media for all the latest and greatest. The more followers we get, the larger the army of the Fexes grows.